Sorry, Krishna. Sorry, seem to be having some technical difficulty. So my camera is not working today. Today we will continue with shlok number 3.33. And over here in 3.33, what Krishna is saying, that even if a man of knowledge acts according to his own nature, for everyone follows the nature he has acquired from the three modes, what can repression accomplish? So over here, Krishna is continuing. In the previous few shlokas, he was talking about the nature and how the three modes of nature actually force us to act. And what are those three modes? The mode of ignorance, the mode of passion, and the mode of goodness. Satogun, Rajogun, and Tamogun. But in the mode of goodness, like when you meet a sadhu, you meet a saint, you meet a devotee of the Lord, they're all situated in the mode of goodness. And in that mode of goodness, they also give out those same vibrations to everyone else. That's why when you go to meet a sadhu or a saint, you tend to forget all of your material problems. You tend to enjoy, you feel blissful in that moment. Why? Because Krishna is Satchit Anand. He is eternal. He is full of knowledge and bliss. And that bliss, we all have those same qualities as Krishna. That's Satchit Anand. We are all eternal. We're all full of knowledge. We all have that bliss. But Krishna has it 100% in complete quantity. We only have that in a very small quantity. Our acharyas have explained that how a drop of water from the ocean, what is the chemical formula for that drop of water from that ocean? It's H2O. And then, if you look at the entire ocean, what is the chemical formula for that ocean? That is H2O as well. But the quantity of the ocean is so much more versus the quantity in a drop as you can measure with your hand, one small drop. So that quality of Krishna is always present within us, but within very small particles. And so we have to work on increasing that every single day. See, you cannot go from mode of passion or mode of ignorance to mode of goodness overnight. Just like how if somebody has developed some bad habits or somebody they cannot just continue, they cannot just overnight stop everything and go back to living a lifestyle where they never did that. So every day we should try to spend one more moment in that mode of goodness. Whether it is not getting upset at someone, whether it is not yelling at someone, whether it's not getting angry at someone, right? We should try to practice more and more of being good to everyone else. But Krishna is saying over here that even a man of knowledge, no matter how much knowledge we may acquire, right, we act according to our own nature. We were talking about this last week around the acting around one's own nature. It may be my nature that I am eating non-vegetarian food. I'm eating tamasi food. But that is a habit. That is not a nature because that we can decide what I will eat. Or we'll take another example that it may be my habit that I eat bread and pasta every single day. I can change that habit. I can change what I'm going to eat. I can change that to rice, to roti, to something else. But if it is my nature to eat with my left hand, then to change that into the right hand, at one point or another, I will give up and I will go back to that left hand. Why? Because even if I have the knowledge that it is correct to eat with my right hand, but I was born left handed. I was born naturally. My nature was to do everything with my left hand. So, over here today, we are all getting this knowledge. You will see that there are many people who receive the knowledge, who learn about Krishna, who learn that let us do everything in our control to make this our last birth. By how? By taking shelter of a spiritual master, by not eating any non vegetarian or eggs, not consuming alcohol, right? Not gambling. By following these regulative principles, everybody gets this knowledge. Everyone understands that it is correct to follow these principles and incorrect to just ignore them and not follow them. But you will see that they still, even after having this knowledge, cannot accept this. Why? Because their nature is such. Their nature prevents them from accepting this. Everyone follows at the end of the day their nature. You cannot force someone to come into Krishna Bhakti. We cannot force anyone to do what we are doing. Why is that? Because their own nature is preventing them from doing so. But at least we know that they have started on this process. And in the future, with Krishna's mercy, everyone has to become Krishna conscious one day, because otherwise there's no way to get out of this cycle of birth, no other way to get out of the cycle of birth and death. Once there was a sadhu who was speaking, he was giving an interview on a podcast. And he was saying that you should actually be very careful in not offending or hurting anyone. And the podcast asked him, why anyone? If somebody hurts me or if somebody's doing bad to me, right? At least I should talk back. At least I should respond back. So the sadhu said, look, there are three kinds of people. One, who have already become Krishna consciousness, they have left this body and they have gone back. Okay? Second is those who are currently in the queue right now to go back to Godhead. We are all in that queue today. And third is in the future, everyone else who will become Krishna conscious, who will become a devotee of the Lord, who will become a Vaishnava. So, if somebody was a Vaishnava and left this body, right, we should never talk bad about them because we bring on all of the all of the negative karma by talking bad about any of the sadhus, the Vaishnavas. In fact, it is said that we should not even listen to any of the commentary, or today, like they say, the ninda or the blasphemy when they talk about, oh, I heard this about this sadhu, the gossip as we call it in our material language. So listening to the gossip about anyone else is a sin in itself, but we don't know when in the future that person may become a Vaishnava, and then at that time we will get hit with this offense of gossiping or talking bad or talking behind the people's back. In fact, one of the 10 offenses on the holy name is to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives, right, for spreading the holy name of Krishna. And now, so like that sadhu was saying, that we do not know who was a devotee in the past. Maybe they fell down, maybe something happened. We don't know who really is a devotee today. And we don't know when they may become a devotee in the future. So everyone will fall into these three categories. And the biggest offense is offending a Vaishnava. And so if we offend a Vaishnava, right? That is one thing we are trying to stop. So we should never talk bad about anyone, because we should think that today they are not a devotee of the Lord, but they may become one in the future. So let us not talk bad about anyone, right? Again, people come back to their nature. People like to gossip. But with this knowledge, we should try that we spend one more minute every single day in the mode of goodness than yesterday. And Krishna also knows that we are trying, that this is the Kali Yuga. Krishna is aware that how in this Kali Yuga, the gossip, the talking behind people's back, the propensity to cheat someone, to perform these bad acts of eating non-vegetarian, of drinking alcohol, of gambling, all of these acts will become very prevalent. In fact, if you are not drinking alcohol today somewhere, people think that you are an outcast. People think that, look at this person, he is so not in touch with society. How is he not drinking anything? How is he or she becoming a vegan or a vegetarian? So Krishna already knows that how much we are fighting every single day against all of these prevalent activities in the Kali Yuga. So Krishna also says, try our best. There's no one who is more understanding than Krishna. So every day, just try our best to spend one more minute than yesterday being in the mode of goodness, smiling with everyone, talking good to everyone, especially the ones in our family. We tend to talk nicely to everyone else. Sometimes, if we are walking, and even if our elbow happens to rub against somebody else or a stranger, or it hits a stranger, we immediately turn around and we say, I'm sorry. But to our family, to our loved ones, to our parents, to our spouses, siblings, we don't say sorry at all. But we so easily say sorry to a stranger. But we find it so hard to say sorry or I love you to our loved ones. We should try and change ourselves. We should go inward and see what are these qualities that Krishna is talking about. Right? What are these acts which we know we should not be doing because we have that knowledge, but our nature prevents us. No matter how much you may want to, sometimes be nice to someone, but we may see that person and our nature prevents us from being nice because we immediately start thinking, oh, this person has done so many bad things for me, or done this to me, or does this that I do not like. This person behaves in a certain way that I do not like. Let us try and overcome that, not for the other person, not for us, but for Krishna's happiness. So when Krishna looks down and he says that, look at this soul, how he is trying to be nice to everyone. Right? At that point, then even Krishna then will reciprocate the same way. Today we go in front of Krishna and we beg for forgiveness for our past karma. What do we pray? Krishna, please have mercy on us, forgive us. But what will Krishna see? That we do not have mercy on anyone else. We do not have mercy on our own spouses, siblings, parents. We keep reminding them that you did this to me 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. You remember you did this to me. We should just let go of all of that and show mercy on everyone else to forgive. Because that's when Krishna, he will look down and he will say, yes, will shower mercy on you and forgive all your sins because you had mercy on all of the other souls. At the end of the day, what does Krishna say? We are all part and parcel of Krishna. So if we are all of the living beings are part and parcel of Krishna, then how would Krishna feel if we hurt someone else? We're not talking nice to someone else. If we are not saying I'm sorry to someone else when we really should be saying that. Remember, just because we are saying sorry does not mean that we are incorrect. It is that we do not have an ego and that we value the relationship more than our own ego. Let us remember that. At the end of the day, we all go back and act according to our nature. But we have to constantly remember this knowledge that we are part and parcel of Krishna. Every living being is part and parcel of Krishna. So have mercy on everyone, forgive everyone. Right? And then when we forgive, it is not the other person that becomes free, it is us who becomes free from that burden that we keep carrying, that this person is not nice to me, this person does this to me, this person behaves like this to me. So this is a very beautiful shloka where Krishna is saying that, yeah, every man of knowledge acts according to his nature, for everyone follows the nature he has acquired from the three modes. So what can repressing it accomplish? We'll talk more about this, right? Because it is important to understand that once we pivot into the Krishna consciousness, then everything that we perform, every activity is for the pleasure of Krishna, not for our pleasure. So with that in mind, we'll end it here and then we'll continue tomorrow. And before we end, we'll chant together Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Bihari Lal Ki Jai Nitai Gaur. Hari Bol Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Hare Krishna.